Salams. Really, really good to be here with all of you today. Everybody, welcome back. It's been about a week after some traveling and dealing with working with patients and clients and trying to put the best leading edge content that is out there right now. But we're back again. Good to be with you here this Monday. Hope that you had a good weekend. Before we get started in diving into everything, everybody, just as a kind reminder, you want to go ahead and hit that like button. And if you like any of the content, and especially the content that you're going to be hearing today, don't forget to share. And don't forget to set your settings to get all the updated reminders. So as soon as an item comes out, you'll have the latest access to it. But again, Dr. Scott here, Nature's First Path Holistic Medicine. We are here with you. We are here to serve you, to bring you the most leading and up-to-date and leading edge content related to traditional naturopathic medicine and holistic nutrition. And that means we are talking about something unique today. We haven't talked about this in a while. But we are talking about the body terrain, healing the body terrain. Now, if you are wondering, okay, well, what does that word terrain mean? Why is he using this in a sentence? What does this have to do with natural health and healing? Well, when we're talking about the terrain, what we really mean is we're talking about the whole body. And what we've noticed in naturopathic medicine, when we heal, the whole of us heals. Now, we may have one part of our body that's in balance, but it's actually impossible to heal or treat one part of the body that it doesn't affect the other, right? And the reverse is certainly true. So we believe that when we're trying to heal and we're trying to get better, we have to heal the whole of us, and this is where the holistic comes into holistic medicine, right? So we recently, as humanity, came out of and we're still kind of going through a worldwide situation, and you know what that is. It's not something that I necessarily have to bring up or mention here, but we came out of and we're presently dealing with a worldwide situation when it comes to our health and immunity and everything in between. And what we found is that those patients who took care of their terrain, meaning the whole body, their whole self, their mind and their body, their spirit, what they ate, how they slept, if they got any exercise, if their thought process was more on the positive versus the negative, that all had a great impact on how they survived, if you want to use that word, or maintained during this major health crisis. So when we're talking about the terrain, there are certain things that we want to be eating to keep up with our terrain, but there's also certain foods and things that we want to be avoiding. But we would be remiss if we talked about the terrain and not talk about the fast and rapid rate of cancers, right, that many of us are dealing with. So in approaching this situation, it's been really shown one of the best ways to get off in front of that is the way we eat, the way we live, and setting our terrain, our body, the whole of it, to bear healthful outcomes. Think of your terrain as that land when the farmer is tilling the soil and planting those right seeds. So think of yourself as the farmer of your own health and planting those right seeds of better health and better outcomes. So we have to first talk about lifestyle conditions and factors. Okay, so when we get lots of physical activity, when we take our food choices seriously as something that's either gonna elevate us and boost us or bring us to a level that we don't want to be, that all plays a part into how our terrain is going to be set up. It actually only takes in what we put inside. So think of the terrain as the whole of you, the whole being, not just one part of you, not just my stomach or my liver or my heart, right, or my eyes, okay, or my muscles or my bones. Think of the whole thing. So there's things that we need to do to cultivate that, to keep these various cancers and other forms of diseases of catching a hold of us. So one of the first things we really want to try to be doing is limiting our intake of processed foods, right? That really contain significant amounts of trans fats, excess sugars, and just things that we're not really familiar with in the first place, right? If we're not really familiar with it and we don't know how it's going to affect our bodies, if we have the luxury of, purchasing something else, maybe leaving that off of our dinner plate and our palate. That's the first stage for the terrain of full healing. Okay? Of course, we're going to talk about what to eat, but we also want to make sure we're leaving things out of our life to the best of our ability. Another part of healing the terrain is really getting that good sweat, and preferably if you could even get to a sauna detox, that is amazing, right? Because it's just removing so many things: excess sugars, heavy metals, blockages, excess calciums that gets lodged into our bones and our sinews and all of these things. So limiting what we take in, but also excreting anything that might be inside of us. So remember, cancers are diseases of opportunities, okay? And to cut those opportunities from flaring up and manifesting, those are one of the first places to start, okay? So the items that I'm about to bring up now have actually been shown to have impact on certain brain cancers, lung cancers, prostate cancers, breast cancers, right, and even colon cancers. And these are foods we should be taking in on a weekly, if not daily, schedule. Okay, and these are foods like garlic, leeks, sprouts, broccoli sprouts, cabbages, kale, and cauliflower, right? These are hardcore cruciferous vegetables. You've heard me talk about this, right, before. And this, by all means, is not the end or exhaustive list of foods to eat that build up terrain, but I noted these right here because they rank on the high scale of foods that act as inhibitors, right, to flare up cancers and flare up situations. They target them and they get a hold of them, and they disrupt their cellular functioning when they try to take hold. So the aim of healing the terrain is to get these in our body before a situation happens. Now, we'll talk about another time if we find ourselves in a situation where things have already happened. But what we're talking about today is specifically preventative, right? Think about this as a preventative step that we can do. Okay, eating these in our life. Now, if we take those items that we just talked about, right? The garlics, the leeks, the sprouts, the cabbages, the kale, and the cauliflowers, and then we take in and have a regular regimen of a vitamin D supplement, seaweed, turmeric, black seeds, And our food mushrooms like shiitake, even white button, right? These foods are very, very, very healing and life-changing. And we would be remiss if we didn't take that opportunity to put that in our life. Okay? So now we're looking at food as not just an approach to taste or something that we may like in terms of taste, but now we're looking at it as a food as medicine approach. Food for healing, food for life force, right? Food for healing, food for life force, foods to brighten and heighten our terrain. So to really be clear, we know that everybody's healing and wellness and well-being is going to be specific to them, right? Not all things are going to work in your body the same way. But that also being said, it's worth the search to figure out what those things are. You may find that everything works for you. You might find that things don't work for you. So that also being said, if you want to connect and you want to do a consultation, don't forget to fill out the form below, right? Click the link, fill out the form below. And we know that not everything is a one-size-fits-all approach to this health and this wealth and healing. But we know one thing is for certain. The more you take steps on building your terrain, nurturing your terrain, and protecting your terrain, well, your terrain will turn around and nurture and defend and protect you when you need it most. So do we see that symbiotic relationship? You take care of one part of that terrain in turn, God willing, inshallah, will take care of you when it's absolutely needed. And it can be defending you in ways that you might not even be aware of. So what's the long and the short of it is? The long and the short of it is we eat to elevate and prepare, right? Taste can be a factor. Make foods that you enjoy and that resonate with you. But at the same time, make sure there's a deeper meaning, a deeper purpose behind everything that we do. So the garlics, the leeks, right? The shallots, the cauliflowers, the cabbages, the sprouts, the turmerics, the black pepper, right? The vitamin D, the food mushrooms, all of these things are life-saving and life-altering foods that we want to be eating on a regular basis to keep that terrain going strong and further and further and further. So once again, it has been an honor connecting with you, talking with you, looking for solutions to live in a preventative way and manner. Okay? So again, don't forget to like, comment, share, set your alerts so you can keep up with the leading edge knowledge related to traditional naturopathic medicine. Dr. Scott here, Nature's First Path Holistic Medicine, Los Angeles and worldwide. We will get together and connect again. To all our new subscribers and fans, much love. We will see you again soon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.